Siama hey, siama hey, fight to toma, hey, hey, siama hey.
The Ancestral Lands of the Ese'Eja, the True People, is a cultural mapping initiative conducted in partnership with one of Peru's remaining traditionally based hunting, gathering, and fishing indigenous groups. This project is a recipient of a National Geographic Genographic Legacy Fund grant. Our collaborative multidisciplinary team consists of Ese'Eja community members, a community liaison, professors of anthropology, art and education, a botanical expert, and University of Delaware students. We conducted a 3-week expedition to the ancestral lands and current communities of the Ese'Eja in the Madre de Dios Amazonian region of Peru. The project goals, created in partnership with the board of the Ese'Eja Nation, consist of cultural and historical preservation, educational programming, and a plan de vida, which will outline a sustainable mode of actions for the Ese'Eja to navigate the 21st century. Our team visited 3 Ese'Eja communities to document their cultural practices and knowledge and their deep spiritual connection to the ecosystem by capturing their worldview, conservation ethic, and community challenges. During the 3-week expedition, the interdisciplinary team camped in the Ese'Eja communities and documented their daily lives through recorded conversations, photography, and video. We joined Ese'Eja men as they tracked and hunted peccaries, a type of forest-dwelling pig. We accompanied Ese'Eja community members as they gathered barbasco vines in the rainforest. We prepared the vines by pounding them with a wooden mallet and then used the pulverized vines to poison fish. We joined them as they cooked and ate the fish in traditional Ese'Eja ways, either stuffed in bamboo or wrapped in banana leaves. We hiked into the forest with the Ese'Eja women to chop down a yanchama tree and peel off the bark. It was then hammered, washed, dyed, and transformed into traditional clothing. We observed as Ese'Eja women pulled tamshi vines from towering trees and as they gauged the material for basket weaving. We also watched as a young Ese'Eja man carved the bow from the trunk of a pifayo palm tree, a type of spiny palm that is deeply embedded in traditional Ese'Eja stories. We worked with the Ese'Eja to select and catalog baskets, bows and arrows, paddles, jewelry, and traditional clothing for a future traveling exhibit about Ese'Eja cultural practices. We worked to preserve their wisdom of plants for food, medicine, and artisan work by creating plant voucher specimens complete with Ese'Eja names for them to keep as their own plant library. With limited or denied access to their ancestral lands and historically sacred sites, and in the absence of a shaman known locally as a Jamikekwa, some of the Ese'Eja indigenous histories and knowledge of traditional cultural practices are beginning to fade. Ese'Eja nation leaders recognize the critical period that they are in, a time that they need to find ways to document their histories and pass on their cultural practices and knowledge from the elders to the children before the elders and keepers of wisdom pass on. It is the goal of our team to assist the Ese'Eja in their endeavor through educational programming. We conducted photo voice research with school children to discover what is important to the Ese'Eja youth in their communities.
Aprieta aquí, sí, pero solo aprieta como mitad.
This allowed our team to see daily life through the eyes of the children, the population that is most important in preserving the cultural and historical practices of the Ese'Eja. We worked with Ese'Eja elders to create hand-drawn maps from memory of their territory, which are as long as 8 feet and are rich with historical knowledge about the Ese'Eja that has been passed down through generations. Ese'Eja members pinpointed key areas used for fishing, gathering, and hunting. In addition, the team recorded GPS coordinates of sacred areas and sites to which the Ese'Eja have lost rights and access to. They shared their spiritual history of the air, land, and water worlds, and an artist in the community created illustrations to help their oral stories come to life. Although Ese'Eja members still practice hunting, gathering, and fishing, land restriction has forced community members to keep gardens known as chakras as an integral part of their subsistence strategies. With machete always at hand as their main tool, they grow plantains, yucca, sweet potatoes, and sugarcane to sustain their families. Next steps for the team include using the information collected to develop educational materials to be implemented by the Amazon Center for Environmental Education and Research in the Madre de Dios Amazonian region of Peru. We will also create a Plan de Vida, a strategic community planning document, and share the histories, cultural practices, and challenges of the Ese'Eja with both local and global audiences. The University of Delaware team members are currently working with a lawyer for indigenous rights based in Washington, D.C. The goal of this collaboration is to formally unite the 3 Ese'Eja communities into one nation to give them a stronger voice to gain greater access and control of their ancestral lands.
Ese'Eja